That's better. Okay. All right. All right, let me get in mode here. Participation piece. So it's great to be here. My name is Brent Billingsley, and I'm a sinner. How's everybody doing? Well, let me see. Me and my sin have been off and on now. Going strong on about 16 years. Now, that is a long time for a relationship to be in, you see. It's hard to break up. And every time I leave, sin shows with flowers. Trying to make up. So I picked up my cross and I set it aside and I picked up my sin. Just to be misused and abused by this trifling mother. Ooh, I almost said it. I'm sorry. Children in here. And I don't want to abuse any words. I'm just speaking of the lack of understanding. You see, sin does all the planning, while my spirit man bears burden and consequence. Sin went on trial, but there was lack of evidence. So sin walked free. Got a bus pass. Came to see me. Told me sin was back. So I might as well get my black butt back in line. Because I was not going to find no one else that could do me the way that sin does. And because my self-esteem is already tattered and bruised, I excused sin's trespasses and decided to work on our relationship. Maybe if I equip myself with the proper communication tools, sin wouldn't be so cruel. Maybe if I let sin do whatever sin wants to do, whenever sin wants to do it, and stop asking why, sin wouldn't blacken my eye. Maybe if I kept my mouth shut and my ears open, I wouldn't have so many broken ligaments. And I'd save money on not having to buy so many first aid kits. Maybe if we lived in separate places and didn't see each other's faces every day, maybe then me and my sin would seemingly be okay. Maybe if I limit the opportunity, sin would not have the possibility to drag me down so much. And sin didn't care, because sin knew all sin needed was one touch. Floodgates open. And here I am with my sin again, hating myself in the morning. I'm wide awake crying, and sin is laying there snoring. You would think that when I look in the mirror, the bruised individual looking back at me would see the picture a little more clearer. You would think I would be sick and tired of being. You missed your cue player. And I was, so I fired sin. We're not a court over here. But sin got union representation. Said I had no justification. Said it wasn't sin, it was me. All sin gave me was the location. I ate the apple off of the tree. Sin told me that I wasn't right. And every time we fight, my spirit man depleted. I went downtown to get a restraining order, but sin convinced me that I didn't need it. Sin got me living in fear. Got me changing my locks. But sin didn't need a key. All sin ever had to do was knock. And I would let sin in. Especially during lonely times. foolishly letting my mind be subject to sin's persuasions. Only thought about me on 2 occasions. Y'all know about that right there. That's the day, and babyface, the deal, college boy. And this is what sin would sing. What about our offspring? Habitual rituals in which individuals cling. What about the times we shared? What about the burden that sin bared? What about the seed that sin planted? Sin actually had me believing that I was taking sin for granted. Usually followed by smack. And I better watch what I say. Man, this is no good. Sin said that sin wishes that I would. I could end up hospitalized again, or even worse. I could end up in a hearse. So I talked to my grandma about it, and she says, baby, it is a generational curse. And I had to pray your grandfather through. She said, your father dealt with this particular sin too, you see, but she was hoping it would skip over me. Then my spirit man interjected and projected this loud shout. He said, there is a way out. You just have to stop straddling this fence. Repent and go back to the ways of the Lord. When was the last time you used your double-edged sword? When was the last time you fellowshipped and the things of God were spoken? Did you forget about praying and hoping? Did you forget about mercy and grace? Did you forget about the foreman of the foundation of the world who knew this place? Don't you know with sin there was only regret? With God there is restoration. Yeah, I know. So why in me is there so much hesitation? Why do I indulge in so much procrastination? My emancipation from this destructive relation I put off again and again and again. Until finally, I told sin that we are through. Y'all should clap about that. I told sin he was, what the hell? What the for sure, J-Dog? There is no more me and you. Now, to my surprise, sin just walked away and did not seem angry at all. Now, I know that sin is crazy. So I immediately called the cops so I could file a report, so I could lay out a history of domestic violence. But I was silenced by oh, we're sorry, there's nothing we can do. You should have reported sin years ago. But if sin comes back, then please let us know. If sin comes back, we'll be the first ones on the scene. And I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. Before the authorities have the ability to put sin in jail, sin to have you in hell.